Now, with the U.S. election only 3 days away, residents of Takoma, D.C. lined up at early voting polling stations to cast their ballot. Here's Eliza Manglicmot for the report.
Hundreds of thousands cast early their votes in the states of Maryland and Virginia and in the District of Columbia. The number of this year's early voters in all of the United States surged past the 2012 record. We are here at the Takoma Community Center, one of the early voting centers here in the District of Columbia, and you can see behind us how long the line is.
It is the last day of early voting in the district. An hour before the centers close, citizens head out to the polls to avoid the anticipated crowd on Election Day.
And I mainly was trying to avoid the rush, which I think a lot of people experienced last time.
Just trying to beat, I guess, the rush on the actual voting day, because I may not have the time, especially with my job. I don't know if I will get off in time to vote, so I'm just taking the opportunity to vote.
Honestly, I wanted to avoid the lines, which is not really happening, but I waited in line for 3.5 hours in 2008 to vote for President Obama, so yeah, totally worth it. I'll stand in this line.
Expressing their right to choose who leads the nation is something that the voters take very seriously.
You know, I want to make sure that my vote is counted, and any excessive rumors or other issues or very long lines, I mean, this is a long line, which is good for democracy, then, you know, I could not have my vote properly counted. So
they say that this year's early voting is breaking the record of, it just broke the record of 2012. What do you think that means?
I'm not surprised. People are concerned about vote tampering. They're concerned about being stopped at the polls, and so that's why it's important.
I just want to make sure that I do my part, basically, as a citizen. Of course, we know there are many people who don't vote or who don't even take the opportunity, but I want to do the opposite. I want to make sure that I, do get my input and
making sure that the citizens' voices are heard one ballot at a time.
Well, I think the local races seem important to get my vote in on those.
This is just my way of voicing my opinion.
What issue in this election cycle is most important to you that you want to make a statement and why you're here?
Sanity?
Why so?
I think it kind of speaks for itself.
That Donald Trump does not win.
In a nation where citizens are making a statement this election, the line of early voting speaks for itself. Join the EBC team on November 8 from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight for a special coverage of the U.S. presidential elections. From the Takoma Community Center in the District of Columbia, I am Eliza Manglicmot for The Nation Decides 2016. I am one with 25.